Hi Cancer, welcome to your reading. The title of your reading is Floundering Fish, The Struggle is Real. Clear as day, dark as night. So I have some notes for you, but first I want to see how many skips I do to get to where we need to be. That's way too many. To get to where we need to be for your playlist. So we have 1, 11, 13, 14, 8. This song is called Always Around. It's by Pressing Strings. All right, so the stones I was drawn to for you were blue apatite, which is a stone to enhance insight, learning, and imagination as well. It's supposedly a stone to help you let go of useless aspects of your life, and it clears negativity and then stimulates your intellect, knowledge, and truth. And so then the other stone was Larimar, and I love this stone. And Larimar is a stone that brings clarity to communication, and it allows you to speak openly and from the heart. So with your title, Floundering Fish, The Struggle is Real, Clear as Day, Dark as Night. The fish card in the Lenormand Tarot, Lenormand, is all about finances, wealth, gain, business, values, and abundance. You know, it's a very money-oriented card. And right now I feel like maybe your business is struggling. And a lot of people's are. That's, you know, we're coming out of a global pandemic nobody anticipated. But I feel like you get a lot of satisfaction and derive a lot of pride from your role as a worker. So then after that, I heard emotions can swallow us whole. So emotions can swallow us whole. I'm sorry, I'm listening to the song Always Around. I feel like you're having a hard time in business. I feel like you are drowning in your own fears of failure, because if you are so emotionally, as a Cancer, you are very emotionally in tune with a lot of things. You are very, you know, you come from a place of absolute empathy and sympathy. So maybe you were a kind businessman and kind of got screwed over, and now your business is floundering. And maybe you need to, the word that just came to mind is barriers, boundaries. Floundering fish, the struggle is real. Maybe you keep putting, you invest, because again, business investments. So maybe, because the next thought was emotions can swallow us whole. Maybe you thought that you keep investing emotionally in the right people, and you continue to find yourself in these struggling and difficult situations that you clearly see. You keep clearly seeing these red flags. You keep clearly seeing, you know, the problems and the cycles and the situations, but you keep letting yourself get into them again, because Cancer is, you know, pros and cons to every sign, strengths and weaknesses really, can also be kind of immature in their emotions. And you want to be kind and sympathetic and loving. And it's easy for somebody who's in those situations to be taken advantage of all the time. And so clear as day, you see the signs, you see where maybe you shouldn't, but you still want to be kind, caring, and loving. And you're doing it from a good spot in your heart, but the situation leaves you dark as night, dark in a dark spot, because maybe you give more than you get. You give more than 50%. So maybe you are the one who ends up having to handle, you know, the ownership, responsibility, and therefore the repercussions of whatever this failed floundering investment is. I keep saying business investment because that's what comes to mind, but I feel like this is emotional. I feel like you're emotionally invested in people, or in something that maybe your business, so the thing that just came to mind is musician. You know, if a lot of musicians are successful because they take their experiences, Dreams by Fleetwood Mac right now, they take their experiences and they turn that into a song, they turn that into art, and maybe Maybe you're having a really hard time with that right now. Maybe you're on the other side. Maybe you realize that you were in the wrong. Floundering fish, the struggle is real. Fleetwood Mac, dreams. So I'm going to use my deck. Give it a shuffle. Clear communication, speaking freely. Enhance learning. Okay, so the other thing that I just did. I do love this song. I feel like the roles have reversed in a situation. I feel like what you did to somebody is now happening to you. And the things that you had, kind of held against somebody or talked bad about somebody are now happening to you. And you're understanding how that, you can kind of see both sides of, how that person was impacted by it and how you maybe thought less of them. And now it's happening to you. And not only are you feeling the darkness of what's happening, but you're also feeling the remorse for holding it against that person. Now that you're in it, now that you are being swallowed whole, you can understand the whole situation, the whole scope of everything. And not just the way that you treated that person, but how they may have felt while you were treating them that way. Let's go 3 cards. Research, uncertain, and destiny. So research and uncertain are both in reverse, which means that they're happening for somebody else. So somebody else is seeing, because this is also my Page of Swords card, so it's learning through research, through observation. But learning is also, this is also the cross in the Lenormand. Learning can be a burden, because when you know better, once you recognize something, like that's when you really can understand. Again, once you recognize like both sides of a situation, once you've been in both situations, not only do you see from both perspectives, but you can feel how you felt on both sides, and then infer, especially as a Cancer, because you are so intuitive, infer how your interactions and the way you handled a situation with a person really felt for them. So it's another layer of like, oh, I kind of messed up there. Clear as day, you know what you did wrong. Dark as night, it sucks that you did that. And so then the next card is the Fool in reverse. Maybe somebody else was being foolish in this. Somebody else, you were uncertain. So the Fool is the uncertain card in my deck. Uncertainty is just like unsure. You don't know which way it's going to go. But I feel like now that you have this information, now that you know how it went, because at the time maybe you didn't know how it was going to go. Neither of you knew how it was going to go. And the only way that you can really learn is by experiencing it, or, again, being on both sides of the same coin. That's how you learn. That's how you see perspective. I'm seeing the Hangman. It's how you understand perspective. And what I love about this is all part of your destiny. See that? And this is also the Lenormand card, the heart card. They have multiple meanings. So this is also the heart card in Lenormand. So this is you understanding a little bit more about compassion and love, and the song Heavy Things by Phish. But understanding compassion and love, and kind of learning to give everybody a little bit more kindness. That's not what I want to say. But understanding that everybody is fighting a battle that you know nothing about. And you're not going, you're not supposed to be held, you can't be held responsible for what you don't know. And so you had to learn. Again, research is learning. And you didn't know. You were in the dark. You were uncertain about what was going on with this person. You couldn't understand why they were doing the things they were. However, now you're here. This is also my Temperance card. Now you're here. Now you've balanced that scale. You understand, like, oh, that's what it's like on that side. Now I know what it's like on this side. This is part of your destiny. This is part of you understanding the balance of situations, being really on both sides of a coin. And with that, all you can do is take it and move it forward. So if you are an artist and musician, use this as fuel for your creative fire. That's absolutely fine. Side note, this is balance. This had to happen. And I mean, if you feel the need to apologize, you can. But I think just learning and doing better in every way that you can moving forward is enough of an apology. So, and my phone's going off from Buffalo, New York right now. Again, that's a confirmation for me. The only thing that you can do is move forward and do better moving forward. Water under the bridge, you know all about, water. You're a water sign. But don't let your emotions swallow you. Don't let your emotions swallow you whole. Don't hold on to the hurt that you may have caused somebody else, because that's going to swallow you whole. All you can do is move forward in a better way. Floundering Phish's struggle is real. Now you know what two sides of a specific struggle look like. But you don't need to hold on to the hurt that you've caused anybody. Release it like water under the bridge. Let it flow. It's over. It's done with. And all you can do, again, I can't stress enough, is move forward and do better. So this is a little bit shorter than the other ones. I hope this helped. But yeah, keep on keeping on.